Good day, everybody.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to episode 33 of the Good Day podcast, where Maxie and I talk about our adventures down under.
3-3. Woo!
Good number, a lot of episodes, and we left off. We were still with Winnie.
Yeah, we ended up doing a lot of cleaning of the house in order to pack up and relocate to my boss's sister's house.
Yes, Maxie's boss is just so nice, and she offered us to stay in her sister's house, who lives right across the street from her, for like a couple days while Maxie finishes up her last weekend of work. And
yeah, it's gorgeous. It's very clean. It's very open here.
it is so much better.
So much sun here.
Yeah, like we were sitting outside last night and we're like, wow, you could actually see like the mountains of this island behind us. It's so beautiful.
And there's sunlight in the yard and in the house, and
it's just so much cleaner.
It's
than the
so
other house.
clean. But yeah, so the last few days at Clarissa's, we spent cleaning, and one thing, I think we might have mentioned it, maybe not, but her house is like not entirely closed up, where leaves just would blow into one of the rooms, that the adjacent room to our room where the dog would sleep. A bunch of leaves would just blow under the door,
and there's a gap in the because these verandas are like screened in rooms, but there was a gap in this room from the top of the screen to like the ceiling or the roof. So like there was like a 2-3 inch gap where leaves would just blow in.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely at least a 2-inch gap on the floor. Like these big leaves would just come flying in, and every time I vacuumed every week, I would have to pick up the leaves by hand and throw them away. That many leaves were coming in. So Australians are just lazy when it comes to building, but we already know this.
And we were like just kind of rushing. We were just cleaning the house, and we were like, I wonder when she's going to come back. And we eventually texted her, and we're like, hey, when were you coming back? We just want to make sure you were out of your hair.
Like what time?
Yeah, like what time? And she's like, I'm not going to be back until this afternoon, but I don't know, my daughter's coming early. When she just spent 7 weeks with family, after a long trip, when you want to just be alone? Or?
Yeah, after a 30-hour flight, you need a nap. You don't need to be hosting your out-of-town daughter. So we think that she was lying. We think that her housekeeper was going to show up between different hours of the morning, and she was just trying to make us nervous that the daughter was going to show up at some point. And first off, if your daughter's coming, wouldn't you know what time she was going to arrive? Like, wouldn't you be in communication with your daughter if she's so close with you that she's showing up on your first day back after a 30-hour flight from England? I don't know. But I think this woman just likes to keep us on edge.
Yeah, and she also, Maxie's boss was the house dog sitter before us, and she just didn't want to do it this time, so that's how we got hired. And her name's Sharon, and Sharon said that while she was dog sitting, a house sitter would come every week and clean the house.
A housekeeper.
Housekeeper, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and she did not have the housekeeper come for us. That's fine. But just say your housekeeper's coming, because we've spent the last 3 days cleaning. Maybe we'll take a big, deep breath if your housekeeper's coming before you get back.
Yeah, and I think we left it cleaner than we got it, honestly.
100%. We didn't risk it actually being her daughter coming. We cleaned it just as well as we cleaned any other house we left.
Yeah, we cleaned it really well, and then we got out of there in perfect time to go.
Gave kisses to all the animals.
It was so sad saying goodbye to the animals, except for the dog.
Well, the dog loves Corey.
It's not fair because I don't.
She's obsessed with Corey. She's everywhere he goes. He's always tripping over her.
I've never had a dog that follows me every single step, like washing the dishes right behind me, like making food right behind me, sitting on the couch, sitting as close to me as possible on the couch.
She spent so much time with you every day that she just bonded with you, and you fed her.
Yeah, but there was one restaurant we wanted to check out for lunch.
We finally left Winnie and the animals. We went out to eat.
Yes, we went to a place called Island Burger, and we weren't really attracted to going to it because it was like the same place as one of the bigger hostels on the island, and I don't know, we were just like, this is probably not gonna be good food. It's probably just gonna be all backpackers eating and like backpackers cooking this food. But you saw a ton of everyone was raving about it.
I met a ton of locals that say they make really good burgers, so I figured we might as well check it out. It's the only waterfront restaurant on the island. The other waterfront restaurants are across the street, technically, kind of like a Linden Ave situation.
Yeah, and it was delicious. I mean, I wouldn't really say it was a great burger, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
I feel like you can cook at home so much better than any of these backpackers can mass produce like food in a kitchen, because that's what everyone is. They're just like a worker who's there for 3 months and then they're getting out of there. Like there's no real passion in like the food industry. I think you have to go to like really high-end places.
Exactly.
Which we really haven't been to.
And it's hard to enjoy your burger when you're sitting next to someone brushing their teeth for 10 minutes.
I've never seen a dude brush his teeth for longer than this guy. I think it was 15 minutes.
This is what you get when you go to a hostel restaurant.
Just sitting probably 30 feet from us, endlessly brushing his teeth.
I kept staring because I was waiting for when he was going to spit, if he was going to spit on the turf that he was sitting above, the turf grass, or if he was going to walk somewhere to spit. But he just brushed his teeth for so long. I never even got to see him finish brushing his teeth.
Yeah, it was a bit strange, but I guess that's what you'll get when you go to these places like this. Like,
it's funny.
It is funny, and there's always like so many foreign people, which is not there's a bad thing about that, but like we get a lot of British people here, and I don't know how this came about, but
well, at Nomads we had dinner.
Oh yes, yeah.
One might say we had lunch.
It was noon.
Americans would say we had lunch, but apparently traditional Australians and British people would call it dinner. Yeah. Sharon, my boss, and some customers in the store were telling me about how they all grew up saying breakfast, dinner, and tea. Your dinner meal, your American dinner, is called tea, but you would still say, what are you cooking for dinner? But you would say, want to come over for tea? Let's have tea. Tea is at 7 p.m. So it's so weird. And then dessert is pudding.
Gross. I don't even like the sound of that. So
I'm skeeved out by this.
Yeah, so maybe you can tell us.
Yeah, Corey's grandmother,
Tell us if that is true. You call tea dinner, or are you too much of an American now?
Do you call dinner tea?
Yeah.
And dessert pudding?
So gross.
And lunch dinner.
Yeah, but that's just another weird thing that they do here. Yeah. I don't know. And also it's like they still, like yesterday was a holiday, the King's birthday. So they had a holiday in Queensland yesterday. Still all part of the British colonies, these guys down here.
Exactly. But this week has been going really well for me because at work I just get to hang out now because I'm supervising all the trainees and they're now officially learning how to do the money, and they're officially called trainees now. And yeah, so they have to do all like the heavy lifting of the job, I guess. And I just kind of stand off to the side and supervise, or I go to the beach across the street and sit on the beach.
Yeah, the best part is that your boss was like, you should leave them so they know how to do the jobs by themselves, because that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be doing the job by themselves. So just go hang out across the street.
Yeah, I was encouraged. So the last like 3 or 4 shifts, I got to really enjoy the beach and have fun and get paid to do it. So my boss is awesome. She had to do that to me when I was learning, which was cool and all, but it's awesome that I become the supervisor now.
Yeah, from a boss in 8 weeks, boss in really 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You're taking that place over.
Yeah, I'm going to miss it. It was a sad last day. It was such a fun 2-month job, you know? I don't know if I could do retail as a career. Definitely not, actually. Not in that way. But as a 2-month short-term job, just for kicks, that was amazing. And I love
definitely the perfect place to work while you're on this island. And always entertaining stories I had when you were coming home from work and just what crazy people were doing. And just working with the public is always a funny thing. And
I know I was thinking it was ridiculous that we were hiring 3 people. But actually, I just needed to assimilate to Australian culture and remember that none of them none of those 3 people want to work.
Yeah.
And that having 3 people to do my job actually works out for all of them, and everyone's happy. So I just needed to switch my mindset, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And we were so thankful for moving into this new house. Just like the contrast from one house to another, and we're literally probably half a mile down the street, maybe a mile at most. The house is just makes so much of a difference. Like,
the house is gorgeous.
yeah, hopefully it's not echoey in this room, but it's just like, it's nice house. And like the only thing that was required of us was they just got a bunch of power tools, like a lawnmower and some leaf blowers and stuff. And Sharon was just like, yeah, just set up that and mow the lawn once and we'll call it even, which is so nice. So I did that. It was nice to get out in the yard and do some yard work and mow a lawn for once. I feel like I missed that about last summer in Brantford, taking care of the lawn and the garden and stuff. So
yeah, the lawn looks amazing. This property is stunning.
Yeah, it's nice.
In comparison to where we just came from, I'm so happy to have a yard with grass.
Yeah.
And sunlight.
The sunlight is the whole difference, because the other house was literally as dense of a forest as you can make it.
And she didn't have grass. She just had dirt.
Yeah. That's it.
It's not my cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea.
And I'm not talking about dinner.
Yeah, and also, like with their power tools, I was meaning to, there's a couple things that got broken on the car when we went up to the tip and back, and one of those things was the awning. Like, there were so many corrugations on the road that the awning, literally the bolts that were connecting it to the car, loosened themselves and broke off. It just beats cars up, and then once it got a little wobble, then almost half of it. So I was holding it up with some rope I tied to it to tie it back to the car. And I finally got the opportunity to just drill some holes back in, add some new bolts, and hopefully our awning is back to 100% usefulness, and we can actually use it now. And another thing I did, I don't know if we talked about our rear driver's side, like rear wheel bumper. I don't even know, fender maybe they call it. But one day, I think we were like in Alice Springs, I was getting into the tent, and I stepped on it thinking it was the ladder, and the whole panel just broke down. So for the last like 3 months, it's been like taped together with just like duct tape, and it looks so terrible. And one of the homeowners in Atherton
well, it doesn't look terrible. It's like racing stripes in a way, but
yeah, it just doesn't look clean.
It didn't look good to resell,
Yeah, so we're thinking about getting ready to resell this car in a couple months, which is sad. But so I just got this super adhesive glue and kind of stuck it back to the car. It still looks really bad, but I will promise everybody that by the next couple weeks, it's going to be, I'll take a picture of it today and take a picture of it in like 3 weeks, and it's going to be a completely brand spanking new look. So
yeah, I think you might even add a new coat of paint.
Yeah, we need to add, because like the duct tape, when you're taking it off, ripped some of the paint off the bumper. Oh, it's just no good looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think the next morning after we'd finished that, our second morning in this house here, we're always like thinking about, like, we want to get a good review. We've had 5 stars, and we have
5 stars, baby.
Yeah, we have 10 reviews, all of them 15 reviews, all of them 5 stars. And we were like thinking about what we wanted to write for Clarissa's house, because like honestly, if we were being honest, we would have said like something
like musty house, cluttered,
too energetic of a dog, very dirty, cockroaches, like
maggots, humid in the house, dog is snappy with her jaw but very sweet,
like a lot of work for honestly, it was a lot. That dog was probably the most.
You would have to play with her in the yard every day, and she would howl.
She smelled terrible.
Yes, you had to feed her raw meat. The cats, there are just so many cats and so much litter box.
But we didn't say this because we loved this sit. This was one of our favorite sits because we got to experience this island in
this
its
island,
entirety.
You can't beat it. I don't regret doing this kind of grody house sit for 2 months, because this is the best island, and We have actually great connections here now. And
Yeah, and we've built like good relationships with Maxie's boss, and it's just been like such a good time on this island.
Yeah, but we decided we would be nice people and continue to give out 5 stars because we just won't mention the state of her house or the energy really of her dog. And
Like we tried to subtly put it in like saying, "Oh, this dog is energetic," and
We
like,
said long walks.
yeah, long walks in the morning.
But we said like gorgeous island, great friends that Clarissa has, sweet cats. Like we avoided talking about
The
her
negatives,
house, and we avoided talking about her. And we did put in that we lost the cat, but he used to be an outdoor cat. But in like the most like respectful way did we write that.
But we were not expecting to get the review that Clarissa gave us.
Because she was messaging us to meet for coffee when she got back. So she didn't follow up in the first day that after getting back about when to get coffee, but we were going to be here for like almost a whole week, so we weren't stressed. And we didn't really want to get coffee with her, to be honest. Remember, she didn't even buy us dinner when she forced us to go out with her. But we get notified that she leaves us a review, and Corey's like, okay, post the nice reviews just so we could see her review. We post it.
Oh, 3 out of 5 stars.
3 out of 5 stars. It's so funny because when Corey clicked post and we were looking at the screen, her review popped up and I go, 4 stars? And Corey goes, no, it's 3 stars.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'm fine. So, yeah, fine. Your cat got outside. Give us 4 stars. We weren't perfect. But it didn't even seem like you were that concerned about the cat being outside. Like, if you... She was like, that's fine. Yeah, he'll come back when I come back.
She was very nice about it and always answered us right away and said, like, no worries. So, do you want to go ahead and read the review and the subcategories, Corey? Or I could read it.
I'll go with the subcategories because those make me more mad.
Okay, you want me to read the review?
Yeah, you read the review first, then I'll go through the subcategories.
So it says overall 3 out of 5. Maxie and Corey are a nice young couple who are enthusiastic about house sitting. Having spoken to my neighbors, I believe they need more experience and need to follow the pet sitting requirements set out by the host. My staffy does not like to be left alone for extended periods of time and is walked every day. My neighbor spoke to me this morning and said that Winnie was not regularly walked and was often left alone. This resulted in her howling so much that the neighbors were worried. I asked them not to let the cats out as they would run away if I wasn't there. They accidentally left the door open and one of them escaped and has not returned. They were a lovely couple, but I was disappointed. Hopefully this feedback will help them improve as they do have potential to be good house sitters. Subcategories.
So there's 5 subcategories, each ranked on 5 stars. Organized, 3 out of 5. Reliable, 2 out of 5. Self-sufficient, 3 out of 5. Clean and tidy, 2 out of 5. Happy pets, 2 out of 5. This review is the biggest lie ever.
She didn't speak to any neighbors. She told us when we had actual tea, a cup of tea with her outside on the day she left. She told us she doesn't talk to any of her neighbors. Some of them are nice, some of them are rude, some of them don't even look her direction. And she's trying to say that her neighbors reported back to her about us when she was honest about how she doesn't talk to any of them beforehand.
Yeah, and actually, Sharon said that she doesn't talk to any of her neighbors either. So
Yeah.
this is just a straight up...
Fast forward to last night, my boss confirmed doesn't talk to her neighbors.
But this is like the first thing she says is, my staffy does not like to be left alone for extended period of time and is walked every day. We have GPS tracking proof on Strava, a fitness tracking app, that we walk this dog 2 miles every single day. And that's you can't dispute that.
2 miles speed walking with your energetic dog every morning.
Letting her play on the beach.
Around 6:50 a.m. every morning, unless I was off, then around like 7.
Yeah. So that's a lie. And another lie in that sentence is left alone for long periods of time.
Corey didn't have a job.
Yeah.
Corey sat home with her almost 24/7. And if I was home too, I would be with her also nearly 24/7.
The longest we left the dog was dropping Maxie off at work, which took 30 minutes at most.
It's 10 minutes away. The furthest you could drive away from the house is 10 minutes.
And we're going to the beach. And I looked on my Strava because I track our hikes to the beach. The longest hike, which was the furthest beach away, is Radical Beach. And that took us 3.5 hours, 4 hours total time.
Yeah, and we didn't even go there until like the last day. We went in the beginning in the...
Yeah, we only went to that beach twice.
Yeah.
So we didn't spend 8 hours at the beach.
And that's out of like over 50 days house sitting. And we only went out to dinner 3 times.
So the dog was always with someone.
We always made dinner at home nearly.
The howling that she talks about, when I played with this dog, it would go nuts over its staffy ball that is just this big, like, kind of basketball thing that she plays with. And she just barks and screams when you throw it to her.
And drools. She doesn't make any noise. Like sometimes after getting home from work, because you have to put her out if you leave the house, Corey would put her out to come pick me up from work. We'd be back within 20 minutes. And we would forget that she's out there because she would just be so quiet. She doesn't bark at the door. Like, she doesn't make noises unless she's playing with her ball. That's the only time she makes a noise.
Yeah. So, and then also, so I get the cat. You let the cat out. But guess what? This cat is the only cat that has a collar on. Why is that? Because she always gets out. And she herself said she lets the cats out.
Yes, to go to the bathroom. And that they come back for her, and that we shouldn't let them out, but that she regularly lets them out. So they're outdoor cats.
They're outdoor cats. We shouldn't have to train your cats to be indoor cats. And when we were sitting down with her, the cat was escaping, like trying her hardest to escape.
Yeah, she was laughing about it. She's like, oh, Spud wants to get out.
Yeah.
And so, like, yes, we made a mistake, but like...
But it's not even like, the mistake was the door is broken. You have to perfectly shut it every time. And your refrigerator is outside. Yes. So going back and forth to the refrigerator, things in your hands, I didn't shut the door perfectly one time. And then the cat, within the 5 minutes that I didn't going back and forth to the refrigerator, the cat was gone.
She's lucky we kept the other 3 outdoor cats inside.
But just, it's like blatant lies that she was mad at us. And we left this house cleaner than what we got it at. Like, there was dust on all the dirty dishes and...
Oh my God, her house was disgusting, everybody. We were trying to be very positive about it because we got to live on a beautiful island for free. But no, worst house we've sat in yet this whole year. Definitely, yeah.
And luckily, you can respond to people on when they give you a review. You have your chance to respond. Well, when I got this review, I messaged her because I thought she must be like, this is wrong. I said, hey, do you want to meet up and talk? Because I think you have the wrong idea what went down at your house. Let 2 days go by, no response.
And she would instantly, if we were in the same time zone as her, she would instantly respond to us. Every single message ever. When we were in Australia, and then before we came to sit, and then while she was in England, she would either instantly respond if she was awake and got the message, or if she was sleeping, she would respond at around 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. England time. So she was ignoring us when she didn't respond to us.
Yeah, and I just wanted to like lend an olive branch because she's just straight up she's lying. Like, that's it. And she's like, we walked the dog. We took good care of your animals. Well, let's go through some of the...
we have so many videos kissing your animals.
The subcategories of organized. I don't really know what that means as...
I don't know what that means.
But reliable is the funniest one ever. Yeah. This was our first house sit we booked in December 2023. Before we were in Australia, before we even knew what we were doing, really.
Yes.
And... a 2 out of 5 stars for reliability. We planned an entire trip around the country of Australia.
The continent
of Australia to get to you at the right amount of time.
Early. To get to you early.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even buy us dinner.
I don't think that's 5. I mean, that's 2 stars.
We're extremely reliable.
Yeah, self-sufficient. We never
sent her any problems besides, hey, by the way, your cat is living on the outside of your house, but he's living in your yard.
Clean and tidy, 2 out of 5 stars. The house was, like I said, cleaner than when we left it. it was cleaner than when you got it.
Exactly.
And if you want clean and tidy, just go hire your maid lady.
Yeah, and
Happy Pets was actually like hurt me because like I felt like we took anybody's pets that leave in our hands, we take care of like they're our own.
yes, we absolutely loved them. They slept with us. They would meow and scream at the door if we didn't let them in to sleep with us. And she told us that these cats, we would never see them. They were obsessed with us. They would have a fit if they weren't sleeping with us.
It's mad because when we were leaving, I was actually felt bad leaving cats because it's like 7 weeks is a long time to bond with an animal, and then you have to just go. You're never going to see this cat again in your life.
And we joked about how they might be upset when she comes back and we don't come back.
The last day,
Because they loved us.
or the last week, every single animal slept in our room. Winnie slept in the little veranda, and the 3 cats were like always on just our bed or around our room sleeping. So Happy Pets is just, just lies.
The thing is, she made up her mind that she was going to give us a bad review, and she wanted to sprinkle in strong lies that luckily we have all of our rest of our house sits booked already, but she wanted to sprinkle in things that a homeowner would never want to read, like, oh, these people just show up at your house and leave the house all day and ditch your pets and don't actually walk them. Like, no one wants to read that. So she sprinkled in those blatant lies and had her mind made up. That's why she didn't respond to us about meeting and seeing that we did walk her dog and we have proof of it. She was not willing. So she's just like a mean woman, and we knew that from the beginning. If you are an avid listener of the Good Day podcast, you knew that we called that she was a mean woman before we even arrived. So
doing things like she'd like just a lot of lies. And
no, that's like, she had her mind made up that she wanted to give us a bad review, no matter if it was truthful or not. And I'll read the response. I know Corey did just sum up, and we both summed up a lot of what I'm about to read, but I just feel like it's such a good response. We didn't want to publicly shame her, but it gave us no choice. She didn't answer us about meeting up. So I said, Clarissa, we are shocked that you would lie so much about us. Firstly, please search us on the fitness tracker app Strava to see our daily GPS recorded 3-kilometer morning walks with Winnie, at Corey King and at Maximilian King. There's no hiding that. She's your dog, so you should know that the only time she makes any noise, yes, an ear-piercing howl, is when someone throws her ball. Corey put in an hour daily playing with her as he was, quote-unquote, following sitting requirements by the host. If your neighbors are unfamiliar with these noises, it tells me that you don't throw your own dog the ball, but do ask your sitters to for 2 months straight. She had both or one of us with her nearly 24/7. The longest we have ever left her is 3 hours to go to the beach. We only went out to dinner 3 times. The furthest you can drive on this island from your house is 10 minutes away, for God's sakes. I do understand that you're upset about your escape artist cat Spud, but that doesn't warrant the lies. One of the first things you told us is that all of your cats were recently outdoor cats until the council started fining you, that some of your last house sitters lost him, and that you do regularly let them outside to go to the bathroom, but we shouldn't. He happens to be the only cat you have a collar on. Funny, I wonder why. I'm sure you remember laughing about how he was actively trying to escape, climbing and throwing himself at the screen doors and windows while we had tea with you outside. It's not the responsibility of a house sitter to retrain your outdoor cats on how to be indoor cats. It is your responsibility to do so before handing off your high-maintenance pets to unpaid house sitters for 2 months. It's a shame that your leaky refrigerator is kept outside and that your front screen door doesn't close properly. This is why he was able to get out. However, I do find it curious that he won't come back to you, although it's only been 2 days, when he came back to us every single night to eat. He's just too speedy for us to catch him. But you already knew this, as we sent you regular updates on his visits and photos of him thriving on the outside. As for cleanliness, your rating is laughable. We left it impeccable. I took a video. And truly cleaner than you left it for us. We didn't want to trouble you after your long flight on day 1 over 5 cockroaches, a maggot infestation in your rubbish bins, dusty dishes, and a mildew shower. We have raving reviews on how we've left other people's homes beautifully clean, and yours was no different. The reliability rating is actually the funniest part, because we booked this house in December 2023, came to Australia in January, and organized our whole entire big lap around getting to Magnetic Island prior to this house sit for your comfort. I take it back. We're not surprised that the cheapest host we've ever had who couldn't even buy us dinner when she required us to go to dinner with her the night before, would leave us a cheap review full of lies. Cheers, Clarissa.
Boom. It's just like, oops, sorry. Just the lies that she told warranted a response like that. And it's just ridiculous that I don't know what in her mind thought like that was all right to say. Or like, she's just not a bad person.
She's a mean person, and we knew this before, and it's all right. It's okay. We got like the most amazing experience on this island through living in her house for free, when otherwise we would have had to pay buco bucks to stay on this island. And I think it's worth whatever this little tiff is. And she's a mean person, and she could live in her internal hell in her
and the good thing
dark garden house.
Yeah, and the good thing is we already have basically all of November booked for house sits.
Yeah,
right. We have up until November 9th booked.
We have half of October through half of November, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a lot like already set in stone.
And the rest like must be a road trip for us to get where we're going.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get this review of us taken down, just because we have proof
that she's lying.
We have like two main lies that she told was we didn't walk the dog, and we left it. She's like not clean, and we have video proof of when we left it, and we have GPS tracking proof of walking the dog.
Yeah, and we would never leave any house with a speck of dust, especially not one where I'm besties with her friend, where I would want a homeowner trash talking us to someone I just built a really strong relationship with. So that's extra influence on how nice we left her house.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, sorry for that rant. We just had to.
It's kind of funny.
Now it's funny just because like it's just a review, really, and like who cares what she thinks? But
it's just she's a nasty person, and it's.
Yeah, it's just crazy that she would do something. But you had your last day of work.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. I hung out at the beach and supervised the new girl. But yeah, after work, we went swimming the last few days of work.
Yeah,
just Alma Bay.
We were trying to soak up in like just all this island as we could, because like almost every single day we did something fun. Like we were always doing something, whether it be swimming at the beach or going on walks and stuff like that. So we tried to swim more at Alma Bay, and yeah, it's
so gorgeous there. I think I'm going to dream about coming back and swimming at Alma Bay, even though it's like such a popular beach with so many people swimming.
It's just a classic, like
it's
beautiful, fun beach. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the prettiest neighborhood beach.
Prettiest neighborhood beach for sure. And we had a little bit more free time, so you were working on...
I started a painting, and I was going to give it to my boss, but I actually haven't finished it yet, so I think either I keep it or maybe I'll mail it to her, but it's not going to be good enough to really send someone in the mail. So it's a painting of Arthur Bay, which is a really beautiful lookout. Mm-hmm. And my boss is an artist herself, so I thought it would be a nice thing to paint for her, but it's not done.
Speaking of artists, we just went to...
Oh, yeah.
So earlier in the month, we submitted, there was like a photography contest, and we submitted a koala picture, and we didn't win, but we got featured.
Yeah, well, it's your picture.
Well, it's us. And so it was when there was two koalas, like a mom and a baby. It was like that picture. It was a picture I posted on Instagram a while ago, and I submitted it, and we saw it up in the art gallery with all these other pictures. So, and we just went and checked that out today. That was really cool to see. A lot of good pictures there, and cool to see a photo I took.
Good job, Corey.
Thanks, Mike.
And there wasn't even that many. I thought that there was going to be like hundreds of koala pictures, but Corey's was actually...
There was only probably 6 in the animal category, 7. Yeah.
Definitely less than 10.
Yeah, so I didn't win, but I thought it was a biased judging because I should have won.
Yeah.
No, the winner picture was really good.
Yeah.
It was a close-up.
It was so cute. Yeah. No, but yours is number 1 in my heart.
Same.
And something funny is when we were driving back from work, We were going about 15 kilometers an hour, maybe less, because why?
Oh my gosh, yeah. There was so this weekend was like super busy on the island, and I just saw when I like was jogging around, just saw more just like influencer looking people, like people who wanted to like had selfie sticks and cameras taking pictures. And we were coming home from Maxie's last day at the office, and I see this girl just sticking her head out of the sunroof, sitting on top of the car, taking a selfie video, going 2 miles an hour down the road, down like the main beach road, with like a lineup of like 3-4 cars behind her.
Waving her hands in the air, like pretending she was having fun.
The most influencers in the wild thing you would ever see. Just like, you can picture it. Just someone just trying to act like they're in one of those like Instagram travel video reels, you know?
But she didn't just do it for
10 seconds.
10 seconds or less. 10 seconds is long though. She did it for like, we were behind
2 miles.
her for, yeah.
2 miles. It was insane. And then eventually they pulled over and we went by her. But that was crazy.
They pulled over because the car behind them, like, really aggressively went around them when it was finally safe to go around them.
Yeah, and then I gave them a couple honks.
Yeah, and then Corey honked, and they were just not embarrassed, but that's just how people
Just so weird. Yeah.
But our last day on the island, our last full day was yesterday. So
Yeah.
we tried to make it a big, like, let's do all of our favorite things kind of day. So we got up early and we went to the forts, which is where you see all the koalas in the trees. And yeah, we saw how many?
7 koalas. Holy cow.
I think
Yeah.
I saw 2 mom and babies and then 3 males.
Yeah, my favorite one was like, so the koalas make that crazy grunting sound when they, with the males, when they're trying to attract the females. And it sounds like,
It sounds like a frog.
it's really creepy sounding, honestly. It's like, sounds like a growl. And we've heard one doing this and we hadn't seen it yet, but we followed the sound. And then when this koala was making the noise, I think he was expecting like a mate to come up and see him, but all he got was us.
Yeah, he was making a smirk at us though.
Oh, he was really good looking. It was a nice koala.
So cute. It's funny how you missed them though. We went all the way up to the forts at the top of the hill, and we knew that there was a koala in this one area at the top. We didn't even look, and it's near the pathway too.
Yeah.
And on the way back down, we noticed the koala, but they're missable, you know?
Yeah, they blend in so well. It's crazy. And you have to really look for like the poof of like
Gray
hair
poof.
in like the crevice of a tree.
It's funny, like they shouldn't really blend in, but they do,
Yeah, I know. It's just nature, I guess.
I guess. So that was so much fun. And then after that, we went to Balding Bay, you know, our favorite beach.
The favorite beach, but today it was taken over by nudists.
Yeah.
There's more nudists there than I would ever wanted to see in my life.
We didn't realize it was a holiday, the king's birthday, and everyone was going to the nudist beach, I guess, to be a nudist.
Yeah, and we were talking like, how does a nudist beach start? Like, is it one dude goes down there and is like, yeah, this is the one? Because there's no like signs or anything, and it's not like it's written everywhere. This is the nudist beach. It's just like it's
Word of
known
mouth.
it's a clothing optional beach. So it's
Just their word of mouth.
I guess.
But there's people that go evidently every day because we've seen them every single time.
Yeah.
And my favorite part is how they just stand at the shore, and they also swim as well, but they just stand on the edge of the water and like people to look at them.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. And
But anyways, we went left, which we usually go left because that's like usually where people wear clothes, is to the left. There's no rules, but that's just what we've noticed. And we went left and we came face to face with a man with his legs fully spread open. So we went quickly right towards the nudist colony. But there's a bunch of rocks and you can find your own crevice in a rock and have like your own privacy and not have to look at other people. So we did that. And
you wanted to take a video.
so the right side of the beach is the most aesthetically pleasing. There's rocks piled up on rocks. It's so pretty. And this was our last full day on the island, and this is our favorite beach. So I was like, Corey, I need to bring our tripod. I need to get a really pretty picture or video clip of us on the beach with this in the background. Just so happens to be the side that the nudists love. But there are points in time where you can take pictures and they're not in your picture because they happen to be laying down or they just happen to be not in the shot. So this man was standing and we were waiting and waiting and waiting, and he finally left or moved. And I set up the tripod and we took a little video clip so I could screenshot a good picture from the video of me and Corey walking towards the beach with the beautiful rocks and the trees in the background. And I should have just like ran right back to the tripod and like took it down, but we just started swimming because the video went of us walking all the way to the beach. And then a nudist man got mad at me. He was very
No, he was super nice.
He was so nice. I think because
it was definitely a bad look that like there was a camera on or a phone on a tripod.
Yeah, but to be fair, when we arrived at the beach, there were 4 girls having a topless photo shoot, and like they were very proud to be having a photo shoot. So like I thought that, hey, people take pictures at this beach. So yeah, sorry to make any nudists uncomfortable. I feel really bad about it. But he came up to me in the water and he was like, hey, so this is a nude beach. Can you just like take your tripod down? I don't want pictures of like my ugly body online. And I was like, oh my God, first off, no, like I would never, ever, ever put any naked people online. Oh my God. First off, don't want to get shadow banned. Second off, I don't even want to see that myself. So I took it down and I showed him like a screenshot of like what I was trying to do, and he was like, oh yeah, no worries, like people fly drones over us naked all the time and we get really weirded out, so I just wanted to like make sure that none of that was happening. And I was like, no, of course, I just wanted to get this really cool picture.
Yeah, that was a funny encounter we had, but it was nice. He had clothes.
Was he wearing it or was he just holding clothes on himself?
No, he was wearing clothes.
Okay,
he had the decency to put clothes on.
Okay, he was wearing clothes. But yeah, he was so nice though.
Yeah, so that was our last day at Balding Beach.
Yeah, and some of these last days you've been doing one of your favorite hobbies.
Yeah, so since there's no mountain biking on this island, I actually found one trail that's a fun, like 1 mile downhill trail. And I got to ride it a couple times before we go on the great biking adventure of the century. Maxie said that what she wanted to do all the way down the East Coast was just go to every single famous mountain bike park, or just every mountain bike park, and let me ride there, and she'll like help me out by reviewing them because she'll get the vibes out. She won't ride, but she'll just check them out, like what the parking lot looks like, and she's super excited about it. So
I love parking lots.
So that's what we're getting ready for, going down the East Coast here.
Yeah, of course. I want my husband to be happy.
Yeah, getting on the bike. And then we also donated a bunch of stuff just because we're thinking about, like, it's sad because this was our big house sit. And now it's kind of like, oh, we have a limited amount of time left. We donated a bunch of clothes getting ready to, like, in my head, I'm like, I need space to go home because I don't want to carry so much stuff.
Yeah, we've invested in a few Australian clothing mementos and a few also non-clothing mementos, so we need space for it. So I finally came to terms with donating more of my clothes. And Corey donated a ton when we were in Western Australia and Bustleton. I did not donate a ton, so this was my time to shine. And I got together 2 like grocery store bags of
It's a good amount.
clothes. And I was telling my coworker, the new girl, right before my shift ended, like, oh, I have to go donate a bunch of clothes. And she was like, oh, bring them to me first. So I dropped them up to her. There are actually some pretty good clothes I got rid of. So hopefully we do not dress the same at all. But hopefully she could find some gems in there because it's full of gems. And bring the rest to the donation place, the op shop, they call them.
Yes, and we also had your boss over for dinner last night because she said she wanted to come over and just say goodbye, send us on a farewell. But we were like, oh, just come over for dinner. And we also wanted to see what she thought of, like, her friend Clarissa giving us such a bad review.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, that's not why we invited her over, but that was a highlight that we'd get to have that conversation.
yeah, but we played some Sequence. I hadn't played that game in years, and it's a fun little card game.
I've never played it. I was not that good at it, but we all won 3 times and Sharon.
5.
Oh, and then Sharon ended up winning 2 more
Those
times.
2 games, yeah.
But yeah, we played a lot of that. And it was so much fun. We made bolognese, gluten-free, dairy-free, and Corey made gluten-free chocolate chip cookies and
Gotcha.
gluten-free focaccia. So that was really nice, and we got to thank her for giving me a chance because she didn't want to hire someone in the beginning. And yeah, that was lovely. And she was absolutely shocked that her friend would leave such a review and hasn't even talked to her in weeks.
She like sided with us, which it felt really good.
She'll probably stick up for us next
I think
time
so,
she sees her.
She was like actually sad letting us go. She's like, you're like our kids. Like it was so nice. And she gave Maxie a card, and that was really nice.
Yeah, it said like, thank you so much. And she called me management material, and she
wrote you a letter of recommendation.
Yeah, the Swedish letter of recommendation. It has all the nicest things in there. I can't believe it. And she gave me money for something that I did marketing wise for her, and she also
it was like a bonus too.
Yeah, it was like a bonus because I agreed to not get paid the Sunday rate, but she paid me for it anyways in cash at the end of the day. Yeah,
which was really nice. Yeah, that was awesome.
She's really sweet. We love her.
They were gonna be sad leaving this island, but hopefully we'll come back soon.
Yeah, her husband's in England. That's why he wasn't at dinner with her.
Yeah.
But we love them both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's kind of, I mean, besides heading south, which we're going to be starting doing soon, we actually voted.
We voted early.
Early absentee ballots. Hell yeah. So yeah, we got actually we haven't voted yet because
we have to drop it in the mail, but it's all ready to go with stamps and everything.
But it's actually so crazy how easy it was. Well, it's like you just email someone at Brantford Town Hall and they're like, yeah, fill this out and send us a letter, and boom, that's your vote. So hopefully our votes get counted because I don't know how legit this is.
Yeah, it wasn't like a circle, fill in the circle.
It was a write-in.
A write-in, yeah. So, yeah.
That's that, and I think that's it for this week, guys. Next week, you probably will join us at a new house sit down around the Sunshine Coast, but we got a lot to see in between here and there, so a little sneak peek Fraser Island and just down the coast. So hopefully we have a blast of a week, and then we'll get back to you.
Have a good day, everybody. We love you.
Have a good day.